Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Coffee Club. As you can see, I have a new background, and I'm joined by my co-host, Fraser, or INABBER.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to the first episode.
The first episode?
Well, the first episode of season 2, I should say.
Really? Wouldn't this be the second episode because we premiered it like...
No, I was thanking people for tuning into last week's episode.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say because I was going to be like, wait, are we already topping off the season with one episode?
Yeah, we're on season 3 now, pretty much. I mean,
we had one OVA.
Yeah, no. I mean, this is the most consistent we've been in 7 years, so we're doing well.
I mean, okay, that's actually kind of true because the last time we were consistent was like 7 years ago.
Yeah. How have you been though?
Oh yeah, no, I've been pretty good. In fact, right before this podcast recording began, I ended up going outside because an ice cream van parks itself outside my house every day at like 3 p.m. in this weather as well.
Oh, I'm jealous, man. Honestly, like when you live in East London, you don't really see. I mean, there are
ice cream vans, yeah.
But like, it's not like when I was living back at home where I was born. I every day there'd be an ice cream van down your road, and it's like that's just such like a staple of living in a British town. Having just some ice cream van always, every single day, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. it'll be there. Yeah, no, and also it always reminds me of that one video that I remember seeing like years ago of like the kids that are just like chilling in the kitchen, then they hear the ice cream van, and the kid just goes, "The ice cream!" and falls down. Like, I remember seeing that. I laughed way too hard because now every single time I hear the ice cream jingle, I'm just like, the ice cream. But yeah, I've noticed that the ice cream vans are showing up in this weather though. Like, how was the weather yesterday for you? Mate, it's 20 degrees here right now. I don't know what it is for you, but it's nice weather. I think it's 20 as well. Yeah, it's been nice. I mean, the last few days have been nice. I mean, I went out because I've been so indoors recently. Because I broke my ankle again. For some reason this week, it started hurting again, and I'm like, what?
No.
And the knee that I've got, my left knee, for some reason, which is the same leg as my broken ankle, that's also been like playing up recently. I don't know if I'm just getting old, man. I think I'm approaching 30, so I feel like I'm actually starting to like see it. It's not fun.
It's like when you approach a certain age, you can't skip 3 steps anymore. When you hit the bottom step, you have to do it one at a time because if you skip steps and you jump down, you're in the hospital.
Like, dude, I'm gonna start doing yoga. Like, I swear to God,
I'm gonna
start. Like, if anyone in our comments does yoga, let me know like how much it's impacted your life because like genuinely, I need to start doing it now before because I feel like people get to like 50 or 60 and they're like, oh, I'm going to do yoga now. And it's like, you're kind of, I mean, you're not too late. There's never too late to start. But like, if you started 20 years before, you'd probably be a lot better off. And I'm kind of being like, I got to get ahead of that before I, start to deteriorate.
So just before I start deteriorating and flaking into dust, I got to start doing yoga. Yeah, no, I've just been, I actually have been trying to get back into more gymnastics and like free running and everything. I used to do that when I was younger. And then I stopped when YouTube became a thing because instead of going outside, I decided to just stay inside like a hermit editing videos. And I wanted to go back into it. And I realized that there's a trampoline park that's near my area.
Oh, swear, really? No way.
Yeah, but the only problem with going to the trampoline park is that I don't think I probably need to get like really, really fit again because the thing about trampoline parks is that you get tired really quickly.
You used to go to the one at the O2 all the time,
yes,
right?
the oxygen at the O2. And there was one like near my old house, but it closed down because not many people went to it.
Yeah, I remember you trampolining a lot back when we were originally doing the coffee club. Yeah,
literally, I'd be telling you on the recordings or like the day we do recordings and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh yeah, I went over to the trampoline park, and you're like, what did you do? I'm like, yeah, no, I just went like jumping around, and that was pretty much it. That was basically like I think it was that and cycling a bunch. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I took my old house for granted. I took where I used to live for granted because one thing that I do miss from my old house is Lime.
Oh, Lime bikes, bro.
I took advantage of Lime so hard in my old place because what ended up happening was that I got a premium Lime account and there was always bikes outside my house.
Yeah, for the context, because we have an American audience, Lime bikes are basically e-bikes, electric bikes.
I think
do they have Lime bikes in the US?
Yeah, I think Lime's in the US as well. I think it's Lime bikes and scooters. I do know that Lime's in the US. When I went to the US, there was a Lime. I think it was either Lime or it was Uber.
Yeah, like it's a big reason to why I haven't moved out of East London, because as much as East gets a lot of shit because it's like not as nice looking as West, I feel like there's just so much here, and it's so well like connected. Like we have the Jubilee line, we've got the DLR, we've got the Elizabeth line,
Overground, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I've lived in East London for like 9 years now. I've been like. Because when I first started to come to East London, it was like 2018, 2017 time. And it was like, I was basically staying at people, so I was effectively living there. And permanently, I've lived there for about 7, coming up to 8 years now. But it's like, I couldn't imagine living in another area of London.
Yeah, neither. Well, I mean, I thought so as well. Technically speaking, all I did was just move further east.
Yeah,
like I just
still part of East.
It's still there, but I think my problem with this area is that it's very car and bike centric, but it's bike without any limes. There's no limes. So did I tell you about the story about how I got scammed by Halfords?
Yes, you did. Yeah,
but
did you sort it out?
I kind of sorted it out. There is a good ending to this story. So for those of you guys who are listening Halfords is I guess, what do you even call the store? Automotive kind of stuff, because they do bikes, they do car parts.
They're like Amazon for cars and bikes.
Yeah, pretty much. They do like automotive stuff. Like you can get your car like MOT'd with Halfords. But anyway, so Halfords have bikes, right? And I decided on a whim, I was like, man, there are no Lime bikes, but I should probably like buy a bike so I can start exercising a little bit more, because I like running, but my body also doesn't like running as well. Like, I used to consistently run like every day in the morning to the gym, and then go to the gym and then run like 4 kilometers back home. But the problem with that was that my legs didn't like that. My legs weren't like, I like running, but like it's when you're locked into running, especially in January when it was really cold, my body just didn't like me doing that. So I was like, what if I optimize it by getting a bike? So initially I was looking around for bikes. I think I went with a friend, like pricey, to Decathlon, which you know what Decathlon is, right? It's like a sports store, and it has like a bunch of really expensive like goods and everything. So we started looking at bikes there, and bikes there started at about £600. It was like,
for a bike.
Yeah, for a bike. I'm not even joking. Like 600 quid. And you know what was even the funnier part? We were looking at it and we were like, oh, these bikes are kind of small. We realized we were in the junior bike section for kids. So when we went to the adult bikes,
£600 for a junior bike.
So when we went to the adult section and we saw the bikes there, £1,300. And that's starting price, and it's not even an e-bike.
That's crazy. That's actually like for a bike, man. Like, I mean, ever since we had that conversation about a bike, I've been kind of craving just having a bike, like, because I could get on an e-bike now, but it's like
it's not the same.
It's not the same, is it? And biking is like, when I first lost weight as a kid, it just came from biking everywhere. It's such good exercise, and like I'm next to central London, so like I could like have the best bike route. And I feel like East London, if it's one thing it doesn't get enough credit for, it has really good cycling routes. Like in terms of like, there's like cycling paths
Cycle
everywhere.
super highway. That blue highway that goes all the way to Shoreditch.
Good.
That is one of the best cycle paths. Like, remember when we used to do football at Power League?
Oh, you bike there every time.
Yeah. I bike there literally all the damn time. Like, it was like, wait, 1 second. We frozen.
You stood up.
Well, visual, for those of you guys who aren't seeing the visuals, I have stood up mainly because my computer can't handle me motion tracking for this long. So I'm going to be standing for a bit while I get this sorted out. But the point is that when we used to do football at Power League, it was like, what was it? It was basically from my place all the way to Shoreditch, 20-minute cycle. Bosh, it was so good.
I used to think you were like nuts doing it, and then I did it myself, and I was like, oh, actually, it's not that long at all.
It's not that bad, dude.
Yeah. No, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I want to look into getting a bike now, because it's not even hard to get a bike, right? You just go down.
Yeah, no, it is not hard to get a bike, like, at all. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think getting a bike's one of the easiest things that you can do if you went to Halfords. But then again, going back to the Halfords thing, man, I don't think I've ever been more pissed. So basically, I went to Halfords, I found the bike, and it cost £400.
Yeah, but I'm looking at prices right now. I open up Halfords, and usually when you open up a website where you want to buy something, it shows you like a good cheap deal. They're showing me £300 off a bike for a mountain bike, £1,200. That's on discount.
That's on discount as well. So I found a good hybrid bike that was only going to set me back about £400. And you know what Halfords does? Halfords gives you 4 minutes. 4 minutes total to buy your bike, and I had to put my shipping detail, my billing details, my card details, literally everything. And do you know what ended up happening? It failed the order. It failed the order, and the money still left my account.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying.
So I called up Halfords, and they were like, "We're going to have to escalate it, and you're going to have to call us back in 5 working days." And I'm not allowed to call them before that.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I see that they accept Klarna, and I can't lie to you.
Oh my God, Klarna!
I'm a Klarna fiend, man. If I see
Really?
Klarna, I'm like, dude, I don't know what it is, because it's like it's like, say if there's something like £500 and it's like, oh, you can do it in 3 payments. Well, I'm like, oh, well, technically it's only £150 or something coming out of my account.
That's
so
why I'm like, oh my God, you understand me. So basically, I don't like spending more than 200 quid on something without wanting to shoot myself after.
100%. Doesn't matter how much money's in the bank, bro. If I spend a lot of money. Whereas like when it is an installment, it does make logical sense, because it's like, well, you're down £200 or £100 now, and it's a £600 purchase, but it's like it's spread out, so it feels nicer, because like the hit is less instantaneous, because there's going to be more money coming into the account next month anyway. So it's like.
But therein lies the problem, because once you have Klarna, I think the problem is Klarna's been accepted on other stuff. I saw Wingstop accept Klarna.
I saw Uber Eats do it or something like that.
And when I saw Wingstop do it, I was like, we might be in trouble here.
Yeah, how cooked do you have to be to order food with like a payment plan? That's fucking insane. I saw
barbershops accepting Klarna, dude.
They can't be making money, surely.
I don't know. It seems like it's kind of. I don't know. I don't know how they're even surviving right now. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, them surviving this long makes me really concerned about the state of the economy.
Yeah, genuinely. I mean, I earn decent money, and it's like I use Klarna, so I can completely understand somebody. Like, if I didn't have decent money, I'd be using Klarna like it's like a fucking hobby. Like I'd be using it all the time, man. And I mean, I've booked holidays with Klarna. Like, I've booked my accommodation. Yeah, it's available everywhere, and it's just like it does take a lot of stress out of, like, as you said, like I booked a hotel, and it was like £800 altogether, because I was staying for quite a while, and it was like a decent hotel, and it was like you can pay in free, and I was like, well, that's like only like, I don't know, £200 a month for over 3 months. So I was like, well, and there's no interest on it if you pay it back like instantly. So it's like, well, obviously I'm gonna pay it back. I just have it come out.
Yeah, no. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna borrow this money, and I'm never gonna get it. You're never gonna get it back. Yeah, no. With monthly payments, I initially was gonna do that with a bike, but my parents have always raised me on the knowledge of don't pay monthly if you have the money to do it. Like, initially, I was gonna when I got my iPhone 17, I was like, let me pay monthly for it. But then my parents were like, don't. Wait until you have enough money, just do it. It hurts a lot, because I did trade in my old iPhone for it, and it still cost over £1,000. But I feel a lot better knowing that all the money, like, I have it. I don't have to worry about something coming out monthly.
Yeah, I think I've gradually become a person who does pay monthly, whereas before I was very much like an outright. Like, I bought this iPhone outright, and I used to buy every single iPhone. This is 3 years old now, I think, and I think if there's one thing I've become, I'm no longer well, I say that I did buy a fold phone last year, but that
Jesus,
was but like that's not even my main phone. That was I did get that phone on a monthly thing, whereas this was like I bought it outright. And I feel like when you buy something outright, a physical thing, it makes you feel like, I don't know what it does make you feel like it's more yours, because there isn't that monthly thing. So maybe that's why I'm so like, I don't want to upgrade it right now, pretty much. Like, I don't care about the next iPhone. And although if they do a fold iPhone, I will be interested.
Interesting.
I will be interested. I like fold stuff.
I like the phones for the cameras. I'm more of a camera person, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I got the 17 Pro Max because of the camera. The camera is stupid good. Like, I think I shot a travel vlog with it, and I was like, how is it possible that iPhones can look this good?
If you want to record a travel vlog, you should get one of these. These cameras are fucking awesome.
Oh my,
Yeah, the DJI Osmo Pocket Pro, I think it is. This thing records in 4K, has about like such a good battery, and it takes about 8 minutes to charge to like 100%. I've recorded I've recorded like 6 travel vlogs on here, and each one I haven't edited because I'm just too lazy. But I will do it. Yeah. My trips are just I record too much. That's the problem. And then when I get to the editing suite, I'm like, damn, this is a lot. And I want the vlog to be good. Like, I've got a whole style that I plan to do, but I just... Fuck's that noise?
Yeah, no, that's me shaking my controller.
Oh, fair. I was so confused, but yeah, going back to it. iPhone camera, it is pretty nuts. Even this one, which is 3 years old, still really good.
I mean, have you seen the kind of stuff that people are shooting on iPhones nowadays?
Yeah, they're filming 28 years later, man.
Oh, mate, you know what? This actually is a good segue to like some of the movies that we ended up watching like recently, because we have a topic planned for today, but before we get into that, now you've mentioned the iPhones and 28 years later, I got a head-ass take. I actually liked 28 years later. Apparently, that's an unpopular opinion.
The first one?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it, and the Bone Temple, both of them.
I don't know what the revisionism was with 28 years later.
I think it might be the ending, because I remember, admittedly, I will freely admit, the ending threw me off really hard the first time I watched it.
It did throw me off, but like I remember when it happened, I thought people were like, when I saw people reacting to the ending before I saw it, I thought this was going to be like the worst thing imaginable, like the worst possible, and it is a bit weird and a bit like the tonal change is a bit odd compared to what we've just seen, but it's like it doesn't ruin anything, like it doesn't change basic.
It's tonally consistent.
What with
with what happens next? Because remember how the Jimmies are there and the whole Teletubbies thing at the start of the movie, then it leads into the Bone Temple where they're doing the initiation.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But I thought tonally, with the film it first happens in, it is a bit of like a whiplash. Like
it is.
It's a very serious movie, and then it becomes that. But I understand being a bit weirded out by it. But to suggest that like ruins 28 years later, which I actually preferred 28 years to 28
the Bone
years
Temple.
Bone Temple.
Yeah, I did as well, because but I do think Ralph Fiennes brought his A game to that recording. Like that, Ralph Fiennes as Dr. Kelson is probably one of the best castings of all time.
He is just fucking magnificent in like everyking he's in.
Everything he's in, dude.
Like even in the movie where he was the Pope guy.
Oh, Conclave.
Yeah. Like in that, obviously he's Voldemort. Like he's like. Well, I mean, when you play like a villain, like if you're like a Darth Vader, a Voldemort, a Thanos, I feel like when you reach that level of like you've paid such a big bad, you're like already established in like film folklore. Yeah. But he's just like been doing things here, there, and everywhere, and like every single time, it's like the best thing, and I find that like admirable, because I feel like when you've played a role like Voldemort, who's so significant in culture, you almost don't need to do anything else. Like you've like got the bag, you've got the accolades, but he's like, well, he hasn't technically got like an Oscar or anything. Well, he has now.
Oh my god, no, he hasn't. Oh my god, don't get me started. Did he not win the Oscar? No, that's why he lost the Oscar for Conclave, because the voters thought he did for Schindler's List.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought, to be fair, I thought he had an Oscar as well.
Yeah, no, everyone thought he did, but he doesn't. He literally doesn't. Like, I think Schindler's List was the one that everyone agreed that he was robbed for. Because of that, he didn't win for Conclave, and Adrian Brody got it instead. And the only reason why Adrian Brody won is because they thought Ralph Fiennes won before.
Who was he? Who was Adrian Brody playing? In what
I can't remember who he played, but it was in The Brutalist.
Oh, I mean, I've never seen The Brutalist. Was it fucking hell? That's a long movie. 3.5 hours long.
3.5 hours. Have you noticed this kind of trend of movies just getting longer and longer?
I saw that Dune Part 3 is going to be 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I was kind of relieved.
That's fine. Have people not read the book? The book's kind of short. The
books are short, and also, like, if you want them to cover everything that happens in those books, you're going to be kind of bored. Like, if they translate it to the movies, like, I like the books, but I think having like 2.5 hours is still a long movie. Like, if I'm like, if it's like 8 p.m. and I'm like on like Netflix or something, and I see a movie and it's 2.5 hours long, I'm probably not going to put it on. But like, if it's like an hour and a half and I've got some time to kill, maybe I will. So 2.5 hours is still a long movie. It still is only 30 or 40 minutes off the 3 hour mark. But movies now, I feel like the last 10 years. I think Avatar kind of started the 3-hour.
I would say it was Endgame. I'm actually unironically gonna say it's Endgame because the thing is, Avatar is long, but Avatar is only 2 hours and 30 something minutes. Endgame.
Oh, really? I thought it was 3. Sorry.
No. The Way of Water was over 3 hours. Titanic was also like close to 3 hours as well. But I think Endgame was when people realized that you can make your movie as long as you want, and people will just watch it. Like, people will watch it if the content of which is enough for them to be stimulated for that long.
Do you ever get put off by a long run time in terms of like going to the cinema and seeing
Yes.
it says 3.5 hours? I do. Like, I didn't go see the last Martin Scorsese film.
Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, I couldn't be fucked.
Oh my, no, I got initially, okay, when I was younger, I did get scared at the runtime of The Wolf of Wall Street because that's 3 hours long.
That movie being 3 hours long is fucking crazy because it goes by.
It doesn't
really
feel like
quickly.
3 hours. I think that's when I had a new appreciation for people who edit movies, because you know how much of a challenge that must be to edit a movie and actually have it work for 3 hours.
Yeah, no. I feel like you mentioned Endgame. That feels like a bit of a slog to get through now.
It does nowadays. Like on a rewatch, okay, when you're in the cinema watching it, we're screaming and shouting and everything. But like now, when you rewatch Endgame, out of like curiosity, I was like, let me go watch Endgame and Infinity War again, and I can't rewatch Endgame, man. I can't. I really cannot. It's too.
Yeah, even Infinity War, even though it's not 3 hours long, that is not. It's a better movie as well, but it's still not as easy to watch as when like a few years ago. Like they're gonna re-release Endgame in cinema, and I'm probably just gonna go see it for the vibes. Because like obviously there's a new Avengers film. Well, maybe actually I don't know, but like I'm interested because I don't think the average person has rewatched Endgame since it came out. I don't think so either. The same for a lot of Marvel movies. Like, I don't think a lot of people have watched No Way Home since it came out. I know I haven't.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's interesting to look back on those movies. And it is that whole theme park quote of like, these movies, when you go and rewatch them, they're not as fun. And they're also like, it's a big topic of discussion, made for cinema in terms of like they're made for people to cheer. And it can be a bit awkward when you watch certain scenes and there isn't an audience cheering.
Yeah, as in like those awkward, those pauses. I think it's worse with like, stuff with Netflix movies as well, because they expect the audience to react to it and put it on something like TikTok. Because have you seen the rise of reaction videos to full movies?
Yeah, have you? But have you? You mentioned Netflix. Have you seen the? Oh my god, what's happening?
I'm moving around. For those of you guys who aren't seeing the visuals, I'm flying around the place.
What happened there,
dude? My PC just froze for a second.
What the fuck,
dude? If you're on visuals, I'm not gonna lie. This might be the funniest episode that you can watch if you watch the episode instead of listen to it.
Honestly, we didn't mention your background fully. You did a really good job there. What did you even? Did you do it in like a software or something?
Yes, I made this entire background in Blender and Unity.
That's pretty impressive.
And
man.
Right now, I've been really experimenting as to how I'm going to get my tracking looking decent when I'm in podcast mode. Because I know on the last episode, I was actually kind of jarred out that I was in the Bliss background and everything, and I wasn't moving much. So I ended up going back to the room that I use for main channels and remastering the background.
Well, it looks good, man. I like it a lot.
But yeah, no, I needed to match your background because I was like, your lighting and your background looks pretty good, and I feel really bad that my one's not matching it. The only problem is that because of how scuffed the setup is, I have to constantly be working on tech support while talking in the podcast. So visual people have a whale of a time, but audio people might be really confused if I suddenly start screaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does. What were you saying again about?
So, have you heard about the theory with Netflix that they now record everything in center, and it's happening in a lot of other movies too? Of where
my god, yes.
The idea is to like when the movie is cut down for TikTok and mobile phones, it's like everything is still on screen. Like when you cut out, because obviously films are recorded in a certain resolution, and when you cut it down for a phone screen, everything that you need to see is still being shown on the camera. And like ever since somebody said that, I just can't not see it in every fucking piece of media ever. Like it's like in every new show, every new movie, but maybe like Apple TV, I don't think they do it.
Apple TV don't do it as much. Like, have you seen Pluribus?
Yeah, I've seen Pluribus.
It doesn't do that. Like, it doesn't do it. It looks really, really nice.
Yeah, that's one of the best, like, visually, like, I can't speak. Visually, that's one of the better shows I've seen in a long time. Those Apple TV shows, as much as, like, I liked Severance season 1. Season 2, I was like, what the fuck is this? I know a lot of people like Severance. I just don't like it that much. Pluribus, I really liked. I was a big defender of that show. I've had certain friends tell me that it's the most boring thing ever released.
Oh my God, yeah. No, I've had to, it's very hard to convince people to watch it because they're like, oh, but what, doesn't nothing happen? I'm like, no, that's kind of the point, and some things do happen.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, we are back. We had a few issues. Kenji had to turn up, and Thaf's character died.
Yeah, I literally died. I mean, I said that this was going to be one of the most entertaining ones to watch visually because since it's a first episode and I haven't got my full motion capture set up, if it scuffs, it will really scuff.
Yeah. So I was saying though about 7 out of 10 games. Yeah. So Crimson Desert is like the most 7 out of 10 game, maybe 6 out of 10 game that I've ever played. And I think that's fine. And I feel like it is weird that people can't, like, I understand wanting to defend something that you really like, but I also don't understand the need to like vehemently see everything as the worst possible thing to ever exist.
Yeah, I've noticed this a lot, especially when like I think this is also links into the Twitter mob mentality mindset of like when something is not good and people are arguing for it to be better, people are content with it being bad. Like it leads into the argument that I was also going to make with the Mario Galaxy movie that I saw recently. Like with the Mario Galaxy movie, it's not good by any means. I mean, it's got very good visuals, like very, very good visuals, don't get me wrong. But a good movie it is not, and people are arguing for better writing, but you still have this kind of mob mentality mindset on Twitter where it's like my team is better than your team. So when people start talking shit about something, asking for it to be better, you have other people responding back just being like, how could you talk about such a thing? The movie's completely fine. You're just a hater. Even though you're arguing for a better movie. I never understood that.
Yeah, I as I said, I think I'm not even trying to like both sides here, but I definitely think it is a case of like people don't want criticism about like any, like I remember it happened with Claire Obscure 33 last year.
Oh yeah,
I remember like I think it's like a good, it's an all right game, but like as a story, I think the story is very good. But an actual game, I remember playing it and genuinely thinking to myself, this kind of feels like a bit like Unreal Engine slop, like
sacrilege.
Yeah, I know, but like I remember playing it and being like, everything here feels like an asset that I've seen in Final Fantasy Rebirth. Like it feels like when I play an Unreal Engine game, for the most part, every game seems the same, and that's where my like. It's still a fun game to play and enjoyable. Like I think the parry system and the combat's cool. I think it like revolutionizes, turn-based combat, and that's cool. But like, you can still criticize a game and be like, I don't necessarily think it's like this artistic masterpiece that everyone's calling it. And now, in fairness, like all it took was a little bit of AI for everybody to turn on that game. But I found it interesting that there was basically no criticism allowed about that game until the AI stuff happened. And like, I mean, sure, but like, I personally didn't enjoy the game, but like that much. I think the story was good, but as a game, I didn't enjoy it that much.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
But that's fine. And I can appreciate that other people enjoyed it, but it's not me like trying to say that the developers need to be fired and like the game sucks. It's like, no, I'm just saying the game, there is improvement. If they ever do a sequel, I would like them to work on maybe making it feel a bit more unique than and the same can be said for a lot of other games out there, like I said, like I enjoyed playing Crimson Desert for the first 15 hours, but then I kind of came upon an issue of where I was like, I don't really get what I'm doing here. The world that's a common thing. The world is massive, and I won't take that away from it. And like, it's very expansive, but again, I didn't really feel like a point to what I'm doing. And it was like the big issue that I had, and this is as I'm somebody that fucking loves Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and the big thing that game, and also after even playing Skyrim for the first time, a big thing that I realized that I loved about those games is like the interactivity with NPCs. When you interact with NPCs in Crimson Desert, it's like press B to interact. interact, and it just gives you like the same response like every single time.
Yeah.
There's no way to interact with them. And look, I know like it's such a big game, it's going to be hard to do that, but like playing KDC 2, it's like so interactive. And like I know Crimson Desert isn't technically an RPG, even though it has a lot of RPG elements, but like I think if there was like criticism I could have towards the game of Crimson Desert, it feels a bit weirdly, people are saying it's full of life. I actually felt like it felt a bit lifeless, because like you can shove in so much like NPCs, but like if they're not actually doing anything, if there isn't any like interactivity, I still feel like that's quite lifeless, you know?
Yeah, I get you. I think that's also an argument that can be made with like games that have this Unreal Engine. Because remember back in, I think 2 years ago, there was a game that blew up and everyone thought was going to win all the Game Awards, and it was Black Myth Wukong.
Oh yeah, that game.
I played Black Myth Wukong, right? And I thought it was all right, but I didn't think it was like a industry-shattering masterpiece that everyone else was like claiming it to be, because it kind of felt like, you know when it's like one of those ones when you play one game, you've played them all. Like when it comes to Souls-like games.
Yeah.
Once you've played it, it feels like you've played this game 50 times before. And since Black Myth Wukong, it feels like we've just been getting that every year, like 2 of these games every year.
Every year. I feel like there's always a new open world game that's like meant to be, this is going to revolutionize the gaming industry. Yep. And it's like, it's just not. It's just another 7 out of 10 game, which is fucking fine.
It's
like,
fine, yeah.
But it doesn't need to be like, there are genuine 10 out of 10 masterpieces out there. Like, like Breath of the Wild, for example. Like, maybe in the scheme of if that came out now, it wouldn't be considered a 10 out of 10. But for what it did in 2016, when it first came out on like the Wii U and the Switch in 2017, like that, like, revolutionized the industry to the point of where every single open world game was trying to be Breath of the Wild. Like they made a Sonic game which was trying to be Breath of the Wild. Obviously they made a Pokemon game which was trying to be like that. It was a disaster.
Genshin Impact,
they have the intro in every single one, right?
Yeah,
of like when it shows the world.
Gacha game intro that shows the world and everything. Breath of the Wild was really like, that was a game changer for like the entire industry. And it's like, you know what? It's a good game as well, to the point that when Tears of the Kingdom came out and it was the same thing again, but with like, you can make shit like in Gmod, people didn't like it because people were expecting it to be. It's also expectations is a big thing. With
Tears of the Kingdom, it's interesting because that is technically the highest rated game ever made, I believe. At least it's like in a top 5 on like Metacritic or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like the Zelda community and fan base don't. Obviously there are people that like it, but like that really core fan base really miss the Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, like big expansive dungeons and not destructive weapons. Like that game is so critically acclaimed, but it is weird that knowing that there is this big community of people that don't like that game. Now, I've not actually played Tears of the Kingdom. I actually only played Breath of the Wild for the first time last year because I was waiting to play the game at 60 FPS high def because I was like,
the Switch 2.
Yeah, I knew that they were going to do a Switch Pro or Switch 2, and I knew there is no way that they're going to pass up on a Switch 2 edition or a Pro edition of those two games.
Yep.
And I was right, and I played Breath of the Wild for the first time, and even in 2025, that game as a first-time experience is beautiful. Did
you get that I get it now moment?
Yeah, that game is fucking awesome. Like, I still need to play some of the DLC, but like that game is so good. It's really good.
I will say though, it also led into an industry bad habit, and it's weapon. I hate weapon degradation. I hate weapon degradation in a game that the only game that I like weapon degradation in is Minecraft, because you end up getting a good enough one where if you get diamond, it lasts pretty much forever.
Yeah,
and now you got netherite and everything. But that's the point, though. It revolutionized so much that everyone started thinking about all that stuff. Because I remember, wasn't that like a year later we had Red Dead? And I think Red Dead 2, and Red Dead 2 went took realism really, really far to the point like weapon degradation. It's like life degradation if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah, if you're somebody that like in 2018, there's a big group of people who only played Rockstar for like GTA 5, and they heard of Red Dead 1, this big cowboy game. It's GTA but cowboys. And in fairness, the first one more is kind of like that. Not so much, but like it's less realistic.
I can see why people would say that. Yeah.
If you hadn't played it, you'd think it is what I'm saying. Like,
yes.
And people were going into Red Dead 2 being like, we're getting cowboys and GTA mixed in together, and then you play it and you're like, bro, why am I on a mountain for like 2 hours? Like, why am I like going across the map to like speak to some person, deliver some other person, and take some other person somewhere? I've never the furthest I've got with Red Dead 2 is the burning the house down scene.
Oh, but that's the best one in the game.
Yeah, that's as far as I went. I got to the city area, and I was like, this is like I think I really have open world fatigue, because I said it to you. The last like topic that I have written down before we get into like the big ones that you've had is Crimson Desert weirdly made me want to play old Zelda games, and I don't know why. And I've been playing Minish Cap recently for the first. Do you know? Yeah. So I've been playing. If you guys don't know, well, most people know, but like GBA, the GBA had Zelda the Minish Cap, which is like a pretty acclaimed game. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it is like so refreshing to play like a relatively direct game. Yeah, and
a linear game.
Yeah, like you can still, it's like still technically open, but at the same time, it's like very small. And, but there's like so much, I feel like if there's one company that need to remember their roots, remember who you are, is Pokemon. Because like,
the Pokemon company.
Yeah, play. No, let me land. So playing Minish Cap made me realize you can still do a relatively open map, but have like so many meticulous little routes and hidden spots and hidden things to do. And like, I feel like Pokemon, maybe not in terms of hidden stuff, but in terms of cool little routes and caves, I think Pokemon used to be really good at that.
Harken back to the days of Diamond.
Yeah, and Heart Gold, Black, White, and Black 2. Like, these games were like, I really like that system of like, I know Pokemon was an open world, but it felt open because of how expansive the routes were. And I feel like going into this bizarre transition into open world has kind of killed the whimsical nature of a lot of games. And I think Breath of the Wild has definitely still got that, if anything, completely has it. Like, I think Zelda are one of the only games that have managed to actually do open world and keep it like whimsical and mysterious to an extent. Whereas the Pokemon games have lost it completely, in my opinion. And playing Minish Cap, even though it's not Pokemon, made me really remember those old 2D worlds of where it is like small, but at the same time there's so many little hidden areas that you can go to, and it's so enjoyable to find them. And I just miss that in gaming. Everything now is so open and expansive, and it's like, I feel it's starting to feel like it's slop. Like, it's starting to feel like
I have the argument.
Go on.
I was going to say, when you said the starting to feel like every game is like this, I know exactly why, because it's also an indictment on the kind of people that play the game. A lot of people have this very, very high school mindset that hours played equals how much money's worth you get from it, because a lot of people are now expecting these games to be 100 hours long of content. That is the issue, because they are spoiled with games like Elden Ring and the games like Hollow Knight and everything, where there's so much to do and there's so many hours that when they get a game that's actually linear and it's shorter than usual, they're like, oh my god, I'm not paying $70 for like a
Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It happened to Resident Evil Requiem. That is a solid game, one of the best in the franchise, but it's only, my playthrough was like 10 hours long. Yeah, it was 10 hours long, and I thought I enjoyed every moment of it. I could get more out of it. But people are now expecting, all right, what if Resident Evil was like open world? This exact same thing happened to Assassin's Creed.
Make a open world Resident Evil game, and I will kill myself. Please,
please do not.
Please don't fucking do it.
Like, Capcom,
we don't
please.
need it. We
really don't.
it.
It's what happened. It happened to Assassin's Creed. Like, I remember when Assassin's Creed. To be fair, this is also a bit weird with Assassin's Creed because I know people at the time were kind of tired of the really, really linear thing. But then they overcorrected when I think it was Origins first, or was it Odyssey?
It was Origins, the one they did, the one in Egypt and the one in Greece,
and then they're really long.
Those games are. I think maybe one of them, the Egypt one, is acclaimed as a good game.
It's a good game,
but it's like, do you really want to pick that up? Because like, these 100-hour Ubisoft games, and at first it was just Ubisoft, but now it's so many companies doing it. And it's like, these 100 hours aren't coming from like me like doing loads of meticulous things, finding hidden bosses and hidden areas and doing loads of cool stuff, like an Elden Ring, for example. I've got 300 hours in Elden Ring from replay. I've got a lot of hours in Elden Ring and in Night Rain. They're the only... dude, I love those games. And it's I can play a long game, and I can play a game back-to-back more than once. But like, these new open world games are like, it's talk to NPC, deliver thing to other NPC,
from one side to the other.
Find recipe, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to. I'm not the only like. It's kind of, maybe people might see it as like hypocritical because I mentioned KDC 2 is a great game, and a lot of KDC 2 is a lot of like tasks, but I think the difference is, and it's hard to explain unless you've played both. When you're doing a game like Crimson Desert, and it's like deliver thing to person, it is just press A, skip dialogue. Whereas in games like KDC 2, the mundane tasks have a lot of creativity behind them. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of good. There's the enjoyable dialogue to listen to make it worth it. Whereas in these other games, it's just like press A, spam A, spam A, spam A.
Because it doesn't mean anything for the story. That's the thing. A lot of these open world things are just like, I think the only game that did open world stuff that's completely nothing to do with the story and it worked was Yakuza 0. Because Yakuza 0.
I've bought Yakuza 0. I need to play it.
0 is one of those games where you're going to do a side quest where you do something completely and utterly irrelevant to the story, like irrelevant, like becoming an idol or something like that, and it has nothing to do with the major story, but it's endearing. You watch it because you can enjoy the side story. You can enjoy him doing the stuff because it's like it's rich enough for you to be like, wow, I can sit down and actually watch him do this goofy stuff and it works. But when it's like something where it's like, let's say, I mean, it's also in the last episode you're talking about Skyrim. And like, Skyrim is basically open world, but it's like, you know, it's so focused. The world is so rich and well written that when you do a task, it feels like you've done something.
Calling a BGS game well written nowadays feels like so nuts, considering how bad their shit is. But like, Skyrim does have good writing in the sense of like the lore and the contributions that your interactions bring, and that's the thing. That's exactly it. Your interactions mean nothing in games like Crimson Desert. It does not contribute to any morality system. And that's when they said the new Fable game coming out doesn't have a morality system. I was like, that is quite literally one of the main reasons I loved Fable 2. The morality system, and where your character starts to get like horns as he gets more evil and stuff like that. And like, I feel like these games companies are forgetting they're like, I'm not playing your game to do tasks. I'm playing the game to do the tasks to have meaning in the game. And you're removing the meaning to add more tasks. And it's like, I would rather you half the amount of game time to make it more enjoyable by adding meaning in, you know?
Exactly what I mean. It's like, when it's because these games are heavily focus tested in order to optimize how many people just stick with the game and do stuff. Like, I've seen long plays of like Red Dead, right? And it's people doing side tasks in Red Dead. I think the only one of the few companies do, Rockstar, are kind of good at that, although it's a bit annoying that there's less creativity in Rockstar games with regards to tasks, because I'm not going to lie, when you replay GTA story mode, some of the side things that they have you do is the most mundane, boring shit, and any attempt to do anything even slightly creative just fails you the mission. And it's like,
I've
Yep.
not replayed GTA 5 story since 2013. I can't lie to you. It's been that long.
I think the biggest slog is early Trevor. Early Trevor is like, oh my god, you just want to get through it so you can just get back to when it's like, all right, because I fucking see Michael already, because all the tasks that you are to do as Trevor are just, they're not fun. They're just not fun. And
I might, for preparation, have to run it back and play the story one last time for GTA
6. Yeah, but it's like, I think that's the thing with open world games and stuff like that, is that open world, before open world used to be seen as something that was like, oh my god, a rich world of things to do. When you've seen open world as like a tag on Steam, you're like, oh my god, there's like plenty of stuff to do. But nowadays, when you see open world, when you see a game and it has open world, you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, because you don't know that it's hard to make an open world that actually is rich and full of life, because you know what's technically open world that I really wanted to like? Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk is one of those games where you want...
bad, dude. I like Night City. I love Night City. I love the aesthetic. I love everything but the game. But granted, I'm going to say this is full bias. I have not played it since the big DLC in Phantom Liberty, which everyone says kind of fixes some of the problems and a lot of the issues with the open world. But when I first played Cyberpunk, I'm not gonna lie, I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. Those tasks and everything. When it said open world, I was like, dude, the least you can do is let us enter some of these buildings. Like, I'm driving around Night City. I'm like, this is lovely. This building looks awesome. You can't go in. You can't go in. And I'm like, they could have done so much.
It's like, and we talk about Pokemon, that was another issue they had in Scarlet and Violet, of where there's like buildings that you just can't go in, and it's like your world isn't really that open, really, is it? You can't go into the building. Like, all you've got is a massive landmass, and that's literally it. I think that's what. I think going back to Skyrim, the depth of the open world, the amount of dungeons is crazy.
Yes,
and like that is open. Like, having just one big set of land, that's just boring. If you can't do anything in that land, I may as well, like, the only time I think that makes sense is when you're playing a fucking car game. If I'm playing Forza Horizon, that's the only time not being able to go into a building makes sense. Why am I playing a game like Cyberpunk where you're advertising Night City to me and I can't go in every single building? Like,
and every single building, and have stuff to do in said building as well. Because, you know, you can't go into a building and be like, oh, this looks good. But it's like, when it's the fact that the buildings you do go inside have all of these, like, the advertisements, all this stuff that's ready. It really makes the city feel lived in. Like, you can tell it's a shithole, but it's our shithole when you're playing the game. Yeah. But like, it's even with GTA as well. With GTA, I think the last time I had this feeling of like open world, this is what it's all about, was the casino update in GTA Online. I fucking love those casinos.
Going to the casino in GTA 5 is awesome. I
had friends that spent 6 real hours. I'll be on Discord call with them, right? And I'd leave to do something. I'd come back, they're sharing their screen, they're still gambling in the casino. It was, I don't know how Rockstar do it. I really do. I mean, to be fair, years of experience. But the way that Rockstar make their open worlds to a point where you're like, I want to be here. Like, I want to be here. Like, we'll have people stay and play the game for this long. I think one open world, and this is going to be sacrilege to some people watching this, but I have seen gameplay of some gacha games like Honkai Star Rail, and I have seen the open world in those ones, and I'm like, oh my God. For some, I will say, MiHoYo's got it with regards to open world and stuff like that, because it serves the story. Everyone there has like really long dialogue. Yes, it's a gacha game, but they really made this. They really made the actual environments of the gacha game fun to enjoy and play. The open world was great. I like open world stuff. I just want open world where there's shit to do.
Yeah, 100%. But it is funny with gacha games, because I've never played one, but everyone, when somebody enjoys one, sorry if you can hear my dog crying. I think it started raining and he's scared of the rain.
Oh.
A lot of people play gacha games but seem quite embarrassed about playing them. Do you have like a specific game that you're embarrassed to like? Because I have one. I have one specific game.
What's your one?
It's not like it's a mainstream. Everyone's played this game, but I think it's the fact that I played it and enjoyed it as much as I did. Persona 5. I've never played a Persona game.
I think Persona is... I mean, I don't think it's bad to like it. I really don't.
Do you reckon it's just the audience that bring it a bad
I think
reputation?
it's the audience that bring it a bad rep because a lot of the audience don't like. If you've played it, you're better than 95% of people who are Persona fans because they've not played it.
Wait, what?
You know, Persona is one of those games that people would rather watch YouTube videos and playthroughs of people playing it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Persona is it's mainly because of how long Persona is and how much of a commitment it is. So people, I saw my brother play and I saw how many hours he had in the game. I think last time I checked on him, he had like 87 hours in just the story of Persona 5. And I was like, oh my God.
I haven't finished the story yet, but let me pull up my hours on it. But the thing is hours in that game do go by very quickly, and I don't really know why. Like, it is quite content rich, I'd say. Hold on, the last where is Persona? Persona 5 Real. I have 62 hours in Persona 5.
Jesus, and that's like to some that's nowhere near.
Yeah, I don't think I'm close to finishing the story in that game. I need to get back to finishing it. I've not played it since just at the end of January, but I really enjoy, and I don't know if it's because I'm basically like a major fucking weeb, but I really enjoy Persona. But yeah.
I think with my one, it's like a lot of people who watch my videos probably assume that I have this like patrician taste of all these kind of games. I was like, oh yes, I play these snobby RPG games all the time. I play all of these really obscure Japanese games you can't even buy. But the thing is, trust me, like Fraser will know this, my tastes are really, really basic because I'm out here playing Rocket League.
I was going to say, this guy,
Halo.
I literally 30 minutes before we recorded, I get a notification, THAFNINE has loaded up Rocket League.
Yeah, no, I think the one game where I wouldn't say embarrassed to like, actually a bit embarrassed to like because people think it's sacrilege. I like Halo Infinite.
I like Halo Infinite, and I like the story.
I like it. I actually like Halo Infinite. I'm not sure about the campaign, but the multiplayer is one of the best multiplayers of Halo, and that is sacrilege to Halo fans. That is sacrilege.
I like the story. I like the open world. Funnily enough,
really, I thought that was one of the examples of the open world being a bit underbaked.
I know everything about Halo Infinite completely contradicts everything I've said, and I think the reason why, because the thing is, it's like everything you do in that open world doesn't fucking mean anything. It
doesn't matter.
It's like you can ignore everything and just finish the game.
Yeah,
and I think the only reason I enjoy that open world is the grapple hook because
grapple hook, man, dude, I love that thing so much.
Yeah, that's like the main, and I played the co-op campaign on there, and that was very fun because we were just fucking killing each other on there. But yeah, so I that's like a guilty pleasure game for me. Whereas the campaign, the multiplayer is very good now.
I love the multiplayer, dude. Like I have a clan full of like people who are really, really good at the game, and I'm not going to lie, Husky raids daily and Survive the Undead, which is their version of COD Zombies. Fucking hell, dude. This is one of the best experiences I've had like playing a shooter like that. I was very addicted before Rocket League stole me back, but the thing is that Halo Infinite, it makes me so upset that Microsoft fumbled the bag so hard because imagine if Halo Infinite now, imagine if it was like this when it launched.
Yeah. Bonnie Ross, she is responsible, I'd say, for pretty much like all of Halo Infinite's entire... Yeah, like from the very get-go, Halo Infinite was doomed. When they were going to have it as the Xbox Series X release game, I was like... They're cooking. Halo as a release game for a console, I'm pretty sure the Xbox One... That didn't release with a Halo game because Halo 4 came out in 2012. Halo 5 came out. So that one in 360. So didn't launch. The 360 didn't launch with a Halo game. I'm pretty sure. Did it? No, it didn't. No, 2005. Halo 4 came out in 2000. Halo 3 came out in 2007. Oh, what? Yeah, no, it would have been. It wouldn't have had. So I think that was going to be the first console to technically launch with a Halo game. I think. And it was like. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna just fact check that with like Halo launch console because the thing is, it's fucked up. It missed the launch date as well.
That's what I'm saying.
The only Halo game that launched with a console was Combat Evolved.
Combat Evolved. That's literally the only one. Yeah. Literally the original Xbox. And it says here, Halo Infinite 2021 was meant to be the second one to launch for the 20th anniversary. I think. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite came out on a 20th anniversary in 2021,
Yeah.
but it was meant to come out in 2020 with the Series X. And yeah, that could have really like lifted the Series X up, especially in 2020 as well, when we were all indoors.
I mean, remember when it launched initially, when the beta launched for free, everyone was on Infinite. Everyone was on it. Everyone was like, holy shit, Halo is back. Because I remember the first trailer showing the Craig thing, like the Craig moves that happened. And everyone was so worried. Everyone was like, oh my God, no. And then it launched and everyone was like, this is fun. But then the problem with 343 is that they did nothing for 6 months. Six months of nothing. How do you do that? Like that alive, the fact that they said, oh yeah, Halo's gonna have a 10-year plan. It was going to be Halo Infinite forever and everything. How do you launch your game and do nothing for 6 months? Big Team Battle was unplayable at launch for a good 2 months. You couldn't play Big Team Battle.
I mean, it says it all that right now the player count for Halo Infinite is 900 players, and when this is on Steam, and Halo Master Chief Collection is 2,400 right now.
And that's the thing. I've played Halo Infinite, and at my level of playing, I see the same people almost every other lobby. That's a painful experience.
And the thing is a lot of games go through that. Like Rocket League, for example, 2023 to 2024, I'd say it was absolutely fucking dead, to the point of where they stopped showing player counts. But now because of a few streamers, Rocket League is massive again. Like you go onto Rocket League's, they show the player count now because it has 350,000 players consistently. So there is chances for games to resurrect themselves. You have to, and I think Halo are just so bad at making the games themselves at launch, but also communication with the community.
And that was franchise management.
Yeah, so bad. Like even like when Halo was at its worst, they were like, I mean, I know the show was like, this gets into what we're talking about with like adaptation. Because sorry to say, we're an hour in, but like this was meant to be a whole episode about video game adaptations.
Now we're getting into it. Yeah,
we'll put timestamps for this one. But what I was saying is Halo was at its worst stage possible. Infinite was getting fucking lambasted by everyone. Halo YouTubers turning on it. Everyone saying it's a disgrace. There's been no updates or anything like that. The Forge was a bit of a mess.
There was no Forge, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Getting it out was a bit of a mess. It just complete reliance on the Forges when that came. Because that's the thing. I think they only actually released Forge to rely on the creatives to actually make more content for Infinite.
Which they did. Yeah. It's like I think with Halo Infinite, the whole thing with the Halo's like franchise management, right, is that I think it's because every single time they drop a new game, they always keep resetting the status quo, and the fans are always like, you need to stick 10 toes down on what you actually want to do with the franchise, because on paper, a Halo TV show with Infinite should have worked. It should have worked. You know how many people were clamoring for a Halo adaptation in any visual media that wasn't the game? We've got the books. It's got rich lore. The TV show should have been a slam dunk. It should have been a slam dunk.
Why am I seeing... Look, in the books, Master Chief takes his helmet off. I actually don't have a problem with Master Chief taking his helmet off. I think the only issue is if Chief was ever going to take his helmet off, it should only be seen a couple of times maximum. It needs
gravitas.
Like the Mandalorian season 1, right?
Yes.
So you see him take his helmet off and you're like, whoa, I shouldn't be seeing this, man. Like this is like a big fucking deal. And it's like technically the Chief can take his helmet off whenever he wants, but in Halo lore, he only really does it when he's eating and when he's like in downtime in the books. And I think that even with the books, like there is Master Chief in the books, and then there's Master Chief in the video games. 99% of everyone knows Chief in the video games, not in the books. I've got the books on this bookshelf here. I've read them. I love them. But they're not the perception that everyone has of the Master Chief. They should have stuck to the video game and showed his face maximum a few times. But also, what is going on with the fucking lore? Like the first season alone, absolute atrocious. And in the second season, I hear, oh, we're doing Reach. And I'm like, okay. We're doing Halo Reach. And like, in fairness, there was a few moments of where I was like, okay, they might be cooking. But the Fall of Reach is just done
Horrifically, yeah.
There's no arbiter in there. Maybe you can excuse it if you didn't know that they put a human replacement in there because for some reason there's a fucking random woman working for the Covenant and the Master Chief, and then he decides the Master Chief has fucking sex with this character, and I'm seeing he's no longer Master Chief, he's Master Cheeks, and I'm bro. It's crazy, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And this is what we're talking about: franchise management.
Yes.
Why? Look! Even if this show has been 5 years in the works, someone at Halo Studios or 343 needs to see what's going on, and they need to say no. Like we've seen it with Microsoft recently with the new CEO Asha Sharma. She came in, a lot of controversy behind her because she's an AI person, no history in Xbox. Yeah. But if there's one thing she's done, she has seen this marketing campaign that Xbox have had recently of everything is an Xbox, and she said, no way, we're not doing that. We're not doing that anymore. Yeah. And there was like talk about how the people at Microsoft and working at Xbox felt like personally disrespected by the branding, and I get that. And there needed to be someone at Halo at 343 at the time who just said, "We're not doing this, brother. We're not doing this." You've got the money. You have Microsoft backing you. You've got everything.
That's the problem. That's the problem. They're so scared of saying no because this has happened with this is gonna get into a bit of rant territory. But the thing is that let's say, for example, we're going to get back to Halo in a second because it's a very good comparison, but look at Fallout, for example. While there is comments to be made about the second season of Fallout, the first season was written and directed by creatives that played the games and understood the games and, most importantly, loved the games with oversight from Todd Howard going to the set. I was
about to say, Todd was on set. And all criticism, there is a lot of criticism that needs to be directed at Todd Howard, but I think a big problem that Todd Howard has had over the years is he is stretched thin in the sense of he's obsessed with being on every single project, but when you're spread so thin that can lead to a lot of issues. But if there was one thing he was clearly attached to was season 1 at least of
Fallout, and you could see it as well. I remember watching it and I was like, wow. I remember we had this era back in the day that when something was going to be a video game adapted into a movie or a TV show, we were just like, oh, fuck. I mean, initially you're like hyped and everything, but then you're like, oh, fuck, this is probably going to be bad. Because remember, we had like an era where, you had the 98 Mario Bros. Live action one, which was genuinely terrible. Everyone hated it. Even the people hated working on it. Then you had like, what other game adaptations did we have? We had Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg. And that one was genuinely awful.
Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender.
Assassin's Creed, yeah. And it's like, to be fair, that was when Assassin's Creed was in its flop era in general, because I think the game that year was Unity. And the thing is, now people are reappraising Unity, and because everyone's like, wow, we don't know what we've got until it's gone. But like back then, I remember Unity was lambasted by everyone when everyone was like, this is like, Assassin's Creed's getting tired. We need to like retire the whole thing. That's when they moved into the long open world ones that they did. But we had this era where every video game adaptation was kind of just like, wow, this is really, really bad. Like, this kind of sucks. I think what bucked the trend a tiny bit was the Lego movie. And the Lego movie's not a video game. Obviously, Lego's like, it's the toys and everything. But on paper, the Lego movie should have been the worst movie of all time. It really should have been. Like, you're making a movie about a line of blocks and toys and everything, and it has like all these characters from Lego. This should fucking suck. But it didn't. It's one of the best animated movies ever made because of the creatives behind it. They understood the assignment. They knew what story they wanted to tell, and they're talented writers and directors behind it. It worked. So then we had this era of like video game movies by people who actually liked the video games. I think that was the main problem. Like, I think we had this era where video game movies started being made by people who actually really liked the material, like the World of Warcraft movie. I remember when Warcraft was released, and it didn't do gangbusters at the box office, but from what I do remember, it had mixed reviews from critics who weren't familiar with the games, but people who were familiar with the games were like, they get it. It was nice seeing the game on the big screen with a budget. It didn't look shit. People were happy, but people were happy with these kind of adaptations. And then
Sonic movies came out. They were liked.
Remember though, initially Sonic was initially going to be fucking terrible. Remember the leaks of that realistic Sonic and everything. So when the leaks happened of the realistic Sonic initially, where everyone was like, oh, this can't be real. Paramount can't be that stupid. Like, I know they can't be that stupid. Sonic doesn't look like that, right? Then the trailer dropped. And I remember I was in disbelief. I was in disbelief.
It was like ground zero for Sonic fans, man.
That was when Sonic fan. Honestly, that was when Sonic fans. That was probably one of the lowest points as a Sonic fan. Because imagine seeing that, and we also came off the back of Forces.
I was literally about to say off the back of Sonic Forces, literally the worst Sonic game ever made.
We literally came off the back of Forces. The only good Sonic product was the Sonic Boom TV show at the time.
Yeah, dude.
The
honestly,
game in which it's based on is shit as well. So it was like we were really, and Sonic fans were really starving at one point. So I am glad that's the one time where everyone, and I mean, I've not seen a major multi-billion-dollar studio get bullied that hard. They got bullied so hard.
But honestly, it was the biggest payoff we've seen in a while, because I think the Sonic the Hedgehog movie revived the franchise, because like I've been around for Sonic. Like, it was as a kid. I think I mentioned it in the first podcast. Like, I've always been a Sonic guy, like completely since Sonic Adventure 1, and it was dead. The franchise was dead. Like, there was a small community that liked Sonic. Obviously, there's always going to be those guys.
Dedicated autism community,
crazy, like peak autism. But like, in terms of mainstream, kids didn't give a fuck about Sonic.
They did not give a fuck.
They did not care about Sonic anymore. But now they do. You have a whole new generation of kids brought up on Sonic. And like, there is a part of me that's like, it's a shame that they're brought up on these Sonic movies, because I actually don't really like the movies that much.
I think the movies are carried on, pun intended, they're carried on Jim. They're carried the Jim Carrey. His performance as Robotnik in all three of them and everything. Although Sonic 3, I did get a bit tired of it, because I'm a big SA2 fan, and I was like, I know it's a kids movie, I know, but a tiny bit of some level of seriousness would have been nice in my kids movie. It would have been nice, and I think it's the same thing that the Mario movie has with Mario 2, just remember, like, I feel like this most fucking insufferable criticism I see, and I'm sometimes guilty of making it when I want to defend my favorite things, but like, it's for kids.
It's for kids. And I'm like, brother, go watch every single Pixar movie from when you were a kid. They all have deep themes to them. They all have good story. Finding Nemo, fucking The Incredibles, Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, WALL-E. Every Pixar movie. But I think basically there hasn't been a Pixar movie without a deep theme, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, there hasn't really been one, but again, at the same point, it's the point where that kid's argument, right, doesn't hold water when I literally just mentioned the Lego movie had oh my God, it was like, it had perfect comedy, but it balanced it perfectly with serious themes about inadequacy and being like a normal person in an extraordinary world and like being the right person at the right time.
Do you remember fucking the Ants movie? What was it called?
Ants or
not
Bug's
Ants,
Life?
Bug's Life. Do you remember Bug's Life? And like, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, this is sick. When you grow up, you're like, oh, this is actually a reflection of a lot of real shit.
And it's Ants like as well. I know Ants was meant to be more adult anyway, but I rewatched Ants. Fucking hell, that movie's dark.
Yeah, both of the movies are good. I mean, I think Ants is better than Bug's Life.
I would agree.
But I think Bug's Life also has the problem of, like, it is a very old Pixar movie, so the animation hasn't really like lived up to a lot of like Toy Story 1's animation isn't very good either. But it's a very old movie.
But it works because the vocal performances, like that entire musical thing of like Buzz trying to fly and then falling. Who else but Pixar? Who else but Pixar? Because I was watching that. That was goated.
Pixar get a lot of smoke, but I still think they are like the goats. Like,
that argument. I was going to say that argument, like you said, just to keep on the point. The argument of it's for kids doesn't hold water, because it's the same argument that people say it's for the fans. That's the biggest. That's the most fucking annoying like anti-criticism ever, because this happens a lot with video game movies, and it only really happens in video game movies because it's fans of the games go have this tribalist attitude towards their favorite brand. When it gets a film adaptation, they're like, it wasn't made for you. Because you know this happened with FNAF. It's happened with FNAF.
That movie is fucking ass, and I've never played FNAF in my life. I've only watched FNAF videos. And
it is terrible. But the thing is that everyone who says it's terrible, they're not saying it like, oh yeah, FNAF fans deserve nothing. Although the argument could be made like, sorry, the argument could be made, yeah.
Fans take personal offense when you say this could have been better. And like, I'm not trying to come off like fucking hyper intellectual Jordan Peterson here, but like the argument of it's for the fans or it's a kids movie is peak anti-intellectualism. I can't say the word, which is ironic, but it's peak just like going against what film should be. And I'm not claiming to be like this big like film buff guy who like watches every movie ever, and I'm here for like the deepest, most methodical written movie ever. I'm just here for a good time and a good movie, but that doesn't mean that I can just look past and be like, oh, I've got Mario, I've got Star Fox, I've got Yoshi, I should be happy. It's like, no.
It's literally jingling. It's literally just jingling keys in front of the audience, and everyone's just like, oh my god, my favorite character. It's like, it's happened so much because you want something better. You want something good. Like, you're trying to argue for like a good movie, but everyone's like, no, we want to have our keys juggled in our faces.
Look at Game of Thrones, right? The first 4-5 seasons of Game of Thrones, insane writing, didn't need to rely on any form of CGI, any form of battles or anything. Then you get past it, you get to season 6 onwards, it's here's another battle, here's another battle, here's another dragon, here's another dragon fight, here's another dragon.
Do you remember that guy?
And it's like, oh my god, like you used to be so good. And I think it's like a perfect it's a perfect representation of good writing and key jangling and like what one can do and what the other can't do. And it's like you can also, the thing is you can actually do both. Like you can do both.
You can do both.
Andor, I think, did pretty good, because people like to say there isn't like any key jangling in Andor, but there is here and there. There is mentions of like the Force. There is also in season 1 or season 2, I can't remember which one, you can see Starkiller's armor from the video games. There is like little references here and there, and that's fine. Like I'm a sucker for a reference, and I think if you have references in a good movie, in a good script, that's great. That adds to the experience, and then you can start to put in those things for the fans. But I think the problem comes when you actually start to base your script around, oh, we're only doing this for the fans. We're only doing this for fan moments. And I'm like, oh god,
it's obnoxious.
It is obnoxious, and like it's lazy. And I get it is a kids movie, but it's like, oh, as I said, are we going to forget that all the kids' movies we grew up with were genuinely good.
Genuinely, like good writing. As in, there are some bad ones. I have guilty pleasures. I like Shark Tale, and Shark Tale is a dog shit movie. But therein lies the problem, where it's like we had good kids' movies to fall back on and everything when, growing up. Nowadays, it's like, I think it's nowadays in the age of social media and fans being really tribalist towards their favorite like movies, especially like I said, it's only you only really see this with video game adaptations when they say it's for the fans. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really see this with book adaptations because books have a rich narrative that they expect to be adapted onto the big screen. With games, on the other hand, it really depends on the game. Like, let's go for a more adult one. Let's say The Last of Us, for example. The Last of Us's first season closely adapted the games but added an original episode that people appreciated because it was well written.
Was that like the episode of the two gay guys, right?
Yeah, that's the third one. That is a really long elaboration on something it technically kind of was in the game, but it wasn't really. Like, you don't see this event happen in the game. It doesn't happen in the game. It's original, but it's well written, it's poignant, and everyone enjoyed watching it because it went with the flow of the show really, really well. Now, the second season, this is what happens when, with video game adaptations, when they start to like huff their own farts a bit, because the second season is when the cracks began to show, and it also understood the difference between a video game and a movie. So you haven't played The Last of Us 2, right? Have you played The Last of Us 2?
I know the story. I haven't played it.
Now, the way The Last of Us Part 2, the way the narrative works is that the narrative works a lot on flashbacks, flash forwards, and a change in perspective throughout the game. It's not like one thing and the other thing. What the show ended up doing was that they dedicated the entirety of Series 2 just to one perspective from The Last of Us Part 2 without anything else showing up. And now what they're doing is that the season after this one, the upcoming one where they're working on, is doing the other perspective, Abby's perspective, right? That doesn't work. That completely shit. That everyone hates it because it completely shits on what made the second one so good, because now you're scrutinizing the story, and people who are there for the story who saw, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, Joel die at the beginning, they're like, it's going to be hard for you to now justify it when you had an entire season of one perspective instead of intertwining both points of view in one season. And that was the main problem that people had with The Last of Us, for example. But the thing is that people are arguing for better. Like, it's when you have creatives and people behind the game, behind your show, that is a double-edged sword, if you catch my drift. Like, like, for example, on the other extreme end, you have the Halo TV show. The creators behind that show didn't really like Halo. They've gone on record to say they didn't even play the games. Do you know how that's crazy work? You didn't even play the games. Like, okay, I can understand it's not the writers behind them, but the fact you didn't even play the games to get even the vibe. Like, for example, Master Chief that doesn't take off his helmet at all in any of the games except for the last cutscene in Halo 4 if you beat it on Legendary. And you only see his eyes. Yeah. And it's like, instead of that, we were like, I think that's the problem with a lot of these creators getting access to these franchises. They clearly want to make something else, but they won't get the green light from these companies unless they tie it to a franchise. So it's like, we have a sci-fi show. Here's Halo. Here's Halo. Try this. Put your writing on Halo. Or, we have a fantasy show. Here's Witcher. Here's Witcher. Try this one. And people who played the games can tell. They can tell when their heart is not in the adaptation. But at the other extreme end, when you have the creative behind it, you could get something like FNAF, where Scott Cawthon was the only writer for FNAF 2. He was the only writer. He didn't have any help like the first movie, because the first movie, the novelty helped it, and Scott had help, so it wasn't abysmally bad. That second movie, though. That second movie is one, even though I enjoyed it, it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen, dude. And it's like, I don't know, it's the same thing with the Mario Galaxy movie. Like, Miyamoto being so anal about the depiction of the characters in Mario, to the point where Bowser had no character development in the Mario Galaxy movie compared to the first one, because Shigeru Miyamoto, while he's an absolute legend and a genius game designer, he's a bit basic. He's a bit basic. He doesn't like story in his. He doesn't like a lot of story in his games. I think in Super Mario Galaxy 2, he literally, I can't remember the exact quote or the exact anecdotes, but I remember hearing that he didn't like how much story there was in Super Mario Galaxy 1. So he told the team. I don't think it's I didn't like it. He just recommended to the team to tone down the story in Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, the story in Super Mario Galaxy 1 is amazing. Why would you want to tone that down? But, like, I think that's the problem with, like, having creatives behind a TV show sometimes. It's like a double-edged sword. Yeah. It's like we had this with we have this new influx of indie horror games getting adaptations, like Iron Lung with Markiplier. I mean, we can have an entire episode about YouTube creators making movies, because we have like Backrooms, we have Iron Lung, we have Obsession coming out, we have Talk to Me, like Raka Twins, like them doing all these movies. That could be another podcast episode entirely. But we're talking things like Iron Lung and stuff, is that he had the creatives, he had Dave Szymanski like involved in the production, and it was accurate to the games, but it also is this one divide between critics who don't know about the game and the people who play the game that do. And that is the main problem with, like, video game adaptations. It's like, it's hard to please everyone. Yeah. Like, can you name, just really quickly before you go to your point, can you name a unanimously well-enjoyed and well-liked game adaptation that pleased everyone? Because I know people in the comments will probably say Sonic 3, but Sonic 3 didn't please absolutely everyone.
I'm right here, baby. That didn't please me.
Exactly. So, like, can you think of one that's, like, unanimous? Because the only one I can think of really, like, and even that's even slightly, is Season 1 of Fallout.
Does Wreck-It Ralph count?
No, because it's not really an adaptation of a direct video game. It's an original story, and even then, you then have Ralph breaks the internet with shout and everything.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. I mean, you could. No, people were pissed off by the first Mario movie as well, to be fair.
Yeah, because it wasn't good. Because remember, they were just like needle drops for no reason.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Fuck, I don't think there is one that outright
like unanimously good. Because like the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, the Silent Hill movies don't get much praise.
Don't get me started on Silent Hill. I will be so angry because I actually, for the first time in my life, I walked out of a movie.
Well, Silent Hill.
Return to Silent Hill.
Really?
Dog shit movie.
What about the Gran Turismo movies?
Do we really? I mean, it's based on. It's not okay. It includes the game, but it's basically like a biopic
story, right? Yeah.
The story is like a biopic based on the game. Do we really? I don't think we'd say that, but something that's a direct adaptation. I actually can't think of one.
I'm gonna search it. Best Mario game.
Like Last of Us, maybe this first season of Last of Us, but people were still. I mean, again, original point. You can't please everyone, but I can't think of one that, like,
In terms of critic reviews, the highest reviewed one ever is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. That has an 86% critic score. That's actually kind of nuts. But then again, you have to look at the rating out of 10 because 86% does mean that 86% of people liked it. And the thing is, it's not a bad movie. Yeah. It's not a bad. I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. Jim Carrey did a damn good job. I didn't like how kidified it is because people were expecting it to be dark. But like, I liked the movie. I liked the needle drops in the movie. It was an alright movie and it was made with love by people who love it. Like, the thing is, that's a direct adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2. So it was easy. That's a slam dunk. I do fucking love that Jim Carrey has retired from acting. And when you look at his Wikipedia since 2016, it's just randomly Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and now 4.
And now 4, yeah.
Yeah. Like, just, bro, I don't fucking care how much it messes with him, like, dying in the movies or the lore or whatever. Mm-hmm. Just keep bringing him back if he really enjoys it.
He really carries it.
And the thing is when he gets old, he can just play Gerald Robotnik. You can bring him back, and he can just go from. And the thing is, with the Sonic movies, I actually think it is in a bit of a rare thing of you actually can probably make quite a lot of them. Yeah, because there's a lot of characters.
They have to now because remember it's Paramount's only cash cow now.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't buy fucking Warner Bros.
No. They are in the process. They are in the process of it. They're in the process of it, and the Saudis are helping.
They're gonna have Harry. They're gonna have Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings soon, my friend.
But will they though? That's the problem. Paramount literally don't have the money, and also it still has to give regulatory approval, which will probably not go through.
I fucking hope so. Do you know what I read the other day? I read that Disney the rumors that Disney want to buy Epic Games.
Yeah.
Surely that would get restricted. But the thing is the deal actually on paper makes a lot of sense because Disney and Epic are kind of like best buddies as it is. Like, they do a lot of work together.
Disney own a bit of Epic already.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. But if they did buy Epic Games, they would basically own the minds of every American child out there. They would own fucking everything. Like, they'd own the MCU and Fortnite.
Wait.
What?
That you just raised a good point because Disney have the movies, then they'll have the parks, and if they have Fortnite.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Fortnite is literally the virtual theme park, and they'll own that. Like, if you own Fortnite, it's game over. Like, people say Fortnite's dying, but, like, it's going to come back. Like, it will. It's Fortnite.
With the layoffs, I don't think so.
Okay, the layoffs was bad, yeah.
The youth are not on Fortnite. The youth are on Roblox. Whoever controls Roblox controls the world.
Who owns Roblox?
The Roblox Corporation. They are the 13 most valuable gaming company of all time.
That is mental.
Because remember, Roblox takes a lot of money from the developers that make the games on Roblox. So you see these billions of dollars of microtransactions that people buy on Roblox. Most of it goes to the Roblox Corp.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So let's continue with the adaptation talk, though. We don't want to stray too far off. So going back to it with the highest reviewed video game movies. So the second one, this might surprise you, is the Angry Birds movie 2.
But granted, Angry Birds movie 2 is pretty bloody good. It's pretty bloody good.
72%, and then Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is fourth. Sorry, Werewolves Within. I don't even know what that is. Is second. I've never even heard of it.
I will say that with Angry Birds, that is easier because there is no story other than the piggies took the eggs and the birds are angry and the birds want to fuck them up. That's literally. You can make so much from that. But remember, with the Microsoft point, this is gonna. I'm gonna hit you with this one. Microsoft and Minecraft, a Minecraft movie. I knew that movie was DOA and it was going to be dog shit from the second they announced the director. I knew it was going to be bad. Minecraft. Like, bro, the movie is bad, but like, I will say, I'm going to say Jack Black and the chicken jockey thing, dude. Jack Black is a valuable asset to your movie. Don't squander him because he will make your movie make money.
I went to the Minecraft movie 4DX chicken jockey screening at Leicester Square.
Oh no! How was it? Give it to me, Shay.
Fucking insane. I have never been surrounded by so much autism in my life. It was crazy. And it felt like I was in a fucking roller coaster because the seats were like going like that because it's 4DX. And I was like, bro, I've never done 4DX before. But honestly, it's not worth it. I didn't enjoy the 4D. It's just not good.
I did 4DX with Mission Impossible. It was not good. It was not good, dude.
No, dude, but like, the movie, because of the meme, it was more enjoyable. I will never rewatch that movie in my entire life.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. It's bad. And it's got a 47% on critics, which doesn't surprise me. I thought it might actually be lower than that.
And yet it still made $1 billion, nearly $1 billion.
Yeah, that movie banged, bro. The Minecraft movie 2 will probably they will bring in another giant actor for that movie, I predict. I don't know who it will be, but it'll be someone big. The Minecraft movie and Mario are basically like the two slop factories for video game adaptation movies now, I'd say.
Yeah, because they make a bunch of money and they're not good. Because with Mario, at least with Mario, the good factor of Mario is that it looks fucking expensive. You know when? Because Illumination are known for doing stuff within means and on a lower budget. If you told me that the Mario movie cost like half as much as like a Pixar movie, I wouldn't believe you. I wouldn't believe you. Because I'd be like, how did this not cost $250 million? It looks so fucking good.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the Minions movie cost $74 million to make, and it made $1.1 billion. They know how to make money. And that's my issue. Like with Minecraft, I think the issue that people have with Minecraft as well is that they're like, this could have been animated. It should have been animated. You have so many animated Minecraft productions that have dominated YouTube for the best part of a decade, and he didn't think for 1 second that Minecraft should be an animated movie. Or at least like make it half and half. Like maybe when they go into the Minecraft world, they should be animated, I feel.
Like Enchanted.
Yeah.
Like
just have half and half would go. That'd kind of go I can speak. That would go kind of hard. That
would go nuts because I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I went to Smith's Toy Superstore and there was a Minecraft movie toy of Steve, and it was literally just Jack Black in a blue shirt, and I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Imagine you say you want a Steve toy and you just get Jack Black.
Has Jack Black ever done a serious role? Has he?
Yeah. Yes.
What's he done?
Kung
Fu Panda, I guess.
That doesn't count serious. No, that is a comedy movie through and through. Fuck. No, he has done one. Oh, no.
I mean, School of Rock's his best work by a mile, in my opinion.
King Kong.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. I saw that movie in cinema.
I saw that. That was really good.
Saw that when I was at 8 in cinema, man. That was a kind of a darkish movie too, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was dark. It was dark and it was gory. All right, what else did it?
Was that Peter Jackson?
Yes, Peter Jackson. Yeah, it was. I'm looking at his filmography. Yeah, he's more of a comedy man. I mean, he knows his. Do
you remember Nacho Libre?
Yeah, I did. Same director as Minecraft movie.
Is it? No way.
That's exactly why I knew it was DOA, because Jared Hess is not a good director.
Yeah, Nacho Libre isn't that good.
Like Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite, like nah, bro. I think literally like the only reason why he was directing a Minecraft movie was that Warner Bros had no one else. Steve Carell was initially going to direct.
Oh really? I didn't know.
It was going to be right. I think Steve Carell was going to be the main like star and like director and everything. I was like, imagine the Minecraft movie with Steve Carell. It would have been so much better, dude.
Yeah. So
yeah.
In terms of like the Mario movie 2, Mario Galaxy, what was your like actual opinions on the movie then?
Okay, so with Mario movie, I didn't watch it in cinemas when it came out. In fact, I watched it when it went on streaming in like 4K, sat down big screen, watched it then. And I thought the movie looked gorgeous. It looked cash money. As in, one thing I will say is that everyone brought their all into it except Chris Pratt. Now, here's one argument that I didn't agree with the masses for, and this is my head-ass take about it. Now, while I don't think Chris Pratt does a good job as Mario, I don't agree with people who think it should have been Charles Martinet the whole game. I don't agree with that, because I mean, people are kind of exposing themselves for not watching the first movie in order to understand why they didn't do it, because Chris Pratt did the Mario voice. He did the Charles Martinet Mario voice at the very beginning of the Mario movie, and then he had an Easter egg. There was an Easter egg at the very start of the movie where Mario asked, I don't think that voice is good, and then Charles Martinet has a guest starring role as another guy saying like, no, the voice was good, yahoo! And I was like, see, they get it. They understand that people will have complaints about the voice, so they addressed it within 30 seconds of the movie beginning. But the problem is Chris Pratt is still like, he's done better voice roles. Like he Emmett in the Lego movie, he was great in, right?
And he's a good actor.
He's an all right actor. I don't think he's a great actor, but he's all right with what he's given if it's good. Now, everyone else though, Charlie Day as Luigi, dude, he did so good with it. Obviously, Jack Black, it goes without saying. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, goes without saying. It's like everyone did well. But the problem is the movie relied a lot on needle drops, right? The first movie, that is. It was like, instead of using the Mario soundtrack, rich in history, so much you could do with the Mario soundtrack. Brian Tyler, I don't like Brian Tyler, right? I think his soundtracks are the definition of genericism. Like, I'm so glad that that Marvel moved away from him after like Thor the Dark World. Like, he was the guy who did like Thor the Dark World, Avengers Age of Ultron, the Marvel theme back then. I'm so glad they replaced him with Michael Giacchino for the majority of their productions. But the thing is, Brian Tyler, I think my issue with him is that his stuff sounds generic. You know what I mean? You know, when you like, he's young-ish and he has this bombastic style of soundtracks and everything. When you listen to one, you'll notice it. Like, he did the Formula One theme, the current Formula One theme that's used for like the races before it happens. He did Iron Man 3 soundtrack, Thor the Dark World, the Marvel intro, and the Mario movie. And the issue that I have with his Mario soundtrack, right, is that it's like you watch a YouTube tutorial on how to do an epic orchestral version of a game soundtrack. It's always like this, like, when I don't know how to explain it properly. It's like when you watch a video of someone saying, oh yeah, epic music cover of Among Us theme, for example. Think about how jarring that could sound. That's basically that, but with the Mario soundtrack, where it's like, yeah, it's cool that it's an orchestric rendition, but like, you could have made it a bit more subtle instead of making it like an epic soundtrack all the time. The needle drops, didn't really like. I actually like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Wait 1 second.
I liked him as Donkey Kong as well.
Yeah, like, I actually like that the character development that he had was like kind of negative, and the whole time after the scene where they're on Rainbow Road and the DK and Mario kind of crash and everything, instead of like Donkey Kong and Mario like working out their differences and working together, DK still hates Mario. Like, he does not like him, because he literally was like, oh yeah, I think Mario was complaining that, oh, like, he's like a fuck up and he like, he messes everything up, and his parents said he wouldn't amount to anything. And normally, in an animated movie, will be like, oh yeah, well, you got to believe in yourself. DK is just like, well, they're right. They're absolutely correct. And that actually made me laugh. But the thing is that while I enjoyed the movie what it is, I enjoyed Bowser's performance, I enjoyed Peaches, all that kind of stuff, I was like, this is all right, but it's not a good movie. But I can see myself maybe if the movie shows up on like BBC One on Christmas Day at like 2 p.m., yeah, I'll just sit down and watch it with some people. I'll be like, yeah, that's all right. Galaxy, on the other hand, is the same opinion that I have with FNAF 2, where it's like it was not a Galaxy movie. For those of you guys who probably, this is kind of spoilers, but like, for those of you guys who went to the Mario Galaxy movie expecting it to be Mario Galaxy, it's not Mario Galaxy, dude. It's more Mario Odyssey.
I've heard, yeah.
It's more Mario Odyssey. The Galaxy elements are fuck all. Rosalina doesn't have much to do in the movie at all. At all. She spends most of the movie captured.
Yeah.
And only has
weird.
like 10 minutes of like on-screen time. In fact, it's more of a vehicle for Star Fox, which is good because Star Fox is a good franchise that needs to be out of the ice. And I appreciate Glenn Powell a lot for like, you know, bringing, like, requesting Star Fox to be back from the brink, right? But it's just not a good movie. It's not a good movie. It's worse than the first. It basically, all the sins of the first in terms of its lightning pacing and just the fact that it's paced like a YouTube short and it's literally just, oh, you remember this thing from the games? Remember this thing from the games? Remember this thing? It's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable. I don't see myself rewatching it. I think it's like, if it was better written, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, but it's not. It really is not. It's like, I really wish it was.
Yeah, I think again, it's like, it just seems that everything about it is like, as you said, all the problems from the first one just amped up to like double, and also removing, because there was some decent story elements to the first movie. Like there was some decent parts to it.
It was a fish out of water story with Mario and Luigi going to the Mushroom Kingdom and rescuing. Like it was a story. Mario had an arc.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Whereas, and I feel it's the problem of a lot of like video game movies that it just kind of, it says it's something like as I said with like Sonic Adventure 3, like Sonic Movie 3, that movie for me wasn't close enough to what Sonic Adventure 2 actually is. I know to a lot of people out there it was, but even with the soundtrack, for example, in that movie, like when they play Live and Learn, it is Live and Learn, but it's like a spin on it, and I'm like, I just don't get the point. It's like mixed in with like an average sounding movie track, and I'm just like, why not just play the original track or redo the track, bring the old band back to do it? And it's like, I feel like these movie studios are too scared to actually adapt an actual thing they say they're going to adapt. What? Same for Halo, like we mentioned earlier. They're afraid to do the actual, well, not even afraid to do Halo. They just don't know what Halo is. Yeah.
And it's Resident Evil's a bit weird with that one because Resident Evil games aren't known for their really elaborate story at all. But like the movies are fucking bad. But then they tried to adapt it closer to the games than Welcome to Raccoon City, and it wasn't good. So now they just like, I think Capcom understand that Resident Evil is a franchise to be played. Like the games are where it's all at. Goofy stories are in the games. We'll let creators do what they want. That's why I'm actually excited for Zach Cregger's take on Resident Evil. It's nothing to do with the games.
Kind of like Until Dawn.
Oh God, oh my God, you just hit me with like, I watched that in cinema. In fact, you know what, just a quick tangent because it's a quick plug. Fraser has it, I have it. We both have Letterboxd, by the way. If you want to see like immediate takes on the movies with like star ratings and everything, we put our reviews on Letterboxd, and I actually use Letterboxd now to like put my movies on. So I'll leave it in the description, both of our Letterboxd in the description. But I remember Until Dawn. I literally said, after watching Until Dawn, I was like, you would want to beat Sony to death with your bare hands after watching that movie. I remember watching.
We're never getting invited to any of these movies.
Well, okay, so I like David F. Sandberg. I like him. He's a good director. He did Shazam. He did Lights Out. He's a good director.
You made me realize, by the way, the Shazam. I was scrolling through the Coffee Club episodes, and it was like, we have a title called "Shazam is the best DC film?"
Hey, wait! You see, we laugh about that, but at the time, it very much was true. I mean, we talk about the sequel might be bad, but like, oh man, that first one. Not even thinking about it. Fucking hell, DC was dead back then, dude.
Bad. It was bad, dude. We were on our knees.
Bad. That was bad. And this is pre the Suicide Squad as well, because that was during lockdown, wasn't it? So it's
2019 that came out, the first Shazam.
Yeah, so like we were starving for good DC content. If that was the best that could be offered, that was dire. But yeah, point is that I like David F. Sandberg, but I was like, I like Until Dawn. Until Dawn was a movement in 2015. I remember, were you part of the group of people that were watching every single YouTuber's POVs just to see which characters they kill off in Until Dawn?
No, I was not.
I did that when I was like watching Until Dawn, because the thing is, it's like it works in chapters and everything, and it was fun just going from like Markiplier to PewDiePie to KSI, all these people, they're all playing Until Dawn. KSI managed to kill off every single character. Every single one.
I'm really surprised they haven't done another Until Dawn.
They did.
I swear there's only one Until Dawn.
Okay, so, all right. Awkward thing about the studio is that the studio apparently split with Sony because they were like, fuck you guys, we want to make our own games. So they split off and they started making the Dark Pictures anthology.
Oh, really?
The Dark Pictures anthology, that was Man of Medan, Little Hope. I can't remember the other one they did, but everyone realized that this is kind of jarring. In fact, there's a really funny meme. I'm probably going to find it later, but it's like characters in Supermassive games, when they talk, their teeth are so weird because they're using Unreal Engine instead of Sony's proprietary Decima engine that's used for like Death Stranding and like Horizon, right?
Yeah.
They're not using that good engine because they use that engine for Until Dawn. That's why when you see the actors, you're like, damn, this is good. But also, Until Dawn had the money behind it because these are actors before they hit their peak. I think the biggest actor they had was Peter Stormare and Hayden Panettiere at the time. But if you look at the cast for Until Dawn, like Rami Malek before the trying to bring back Rami Malek for that Until Dawn remake on PC. Impossible. You know how much he costs now? He's an Academy Award winner.
Rami Malek is everywhere. I swear to God.
I wouldn't say everywhere. I'd say no. I don't think he's that everywhere because
wasn't he in Nolan's last movie?
No,
he
wasn't Oppenheimer, but he wasn't in like the cast list. You wouldn't know he was there. That's why when he showed up, you were like, oh my God, that's it. Wait,
he has the big thing at the ending, right? When he's like, the 5 minutes of like pure like on.
Yeah. Oh.
Because he has like arguably the best moment in the movie. Yeah, from what I remember.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching that for the first time, I literally, I could levitate in my chair when when that hearing happened and he backed Oppenheimer up and everything and like called Strauss out. I could levitate in my chair. Masterclass of a scene. But yeah, Rami Malek. He hasn't been in because there's Oppenheimer, then there's The Amateur. I mean, post Bohemian Rhapsody, I don't think he's been in much. Like post Bohemian Rhapsody and Mr. Robot ending. I haven't seen him in much, but
fucking hell, I didn't realize he was in The Legend of Korra. That's so random.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he's, but the thing is, he's in Until Dawn, right? And trying to command a rate to bring him back for Until Dawn is there. But the thing, in the movie, they brought back Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you do that? I think what my problem that I had with the Until Dawn movie was that it's not Until Dawn. It's not an adaptation of the game. They take the concept, they did the concept, but they do a thing where it's like, oh, you just keep restarting. Like, you keep restarting when you die. It's like levels and everything, and then you run out of levels. They use that concept. That's a fun concept, but it's not necessarily Until Dawn. Like, they didn't even bring up anything about the Wendigos or anything.
You're really right, by the way. I've checked Rami Malek's.
Rami Malek's.
I can't speak English.
Rami Malek,
Rami Malek's IMDb, and he hasn't actually been in that much at all. I don't know why I thought he was in more. I think it's because he's been in a lot of things that I've actually watched.
Yes, yeah.
He was in Night of the Museum, Twilight Part 2 for the Breaking Dawn movies. What else is he in that people might know? Need for Speed, Bohemian Rhapsody. He was in Nuremberg recently, which was quite a big movie. Oppenheimer. He was the main guy in Nuremberg.
The Amateur, Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot's his biggest one because that was like 4 seasons of like, oh my God.
He was in a season of BoJack Horseman. He was in Legend of Korra. I did not know he plays this guy in Legend of Korra, Tano. I sent you a photo of him.
Yeah, no.
He's in Halo 2. I didn't know that.
When you see actors in something that you don't expect, like I didn't know from a friend of mine, LaFleur, she draws stuff for Hoyoverse characters, right? Like officially for Hoyoverse voice actors. I didn't know that the person who plays Greg Heffley in the original Devil May Cry live action is a well-known voice actor in Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact.
I didn't know that either.
Apparently, like Zachary Gordon, I literally saw that and I was like, whoa! I was literally like, whoa, dude! Oh my god!
Yeah, no, I feel like video games and like cartoons are a lot of things a lot of actors do actually get started off in terms of voice acting.
Yeah, but I think we've talked a lot. We've yapped a lot about like game adaptation, all that kind of stuff. Do you think I think it might be time to call it, actually.
Yeah, we can wrap it up there. I feel like it did take us an hour or so to get to the main topic, but I think we've gone for a good time.
We can timestamp it now, because I think instead of it being jumbled like the first episode, we did have segments where we talk about things. So I think we can timestamp it now. I think we did apart from the tech issues, I promised you guys by episode 5 of the new season, I'll have all the tech issues sorted out. It's gonna take some time, but probably by the 5th episode, I'll have it all like dealt with. This is like the first test that I did with some new stuff. So at least you had some fun watching the visuals. But yeah, I wanted to thank you guys for watching and listening to this episode of the Coffee Club. Our socials are always in the description down below. And if you have any topic ideas for us, as in we have ideas, like I have put a full-on document. Fraser's also done like a full-on ideas list of things that we're going to cover in future episodes. But if you have anything bonus that you'd like us to cover in an episode of the Coffee Club, leave it in the comments down below, and make sure to give a like on the video as well. And also, YouTube has this hype feature, right?
Does it?
YouTube has a hype feature where you can hype a video up and it shows up more on the algorithm. I didn't know about it. It's only for channels that have between like 0 subscribers and 500k, I believe. Yeah, it's to get smaller channels an opportunity to show up on the algorithm a little bit more if it's hyped a lot. But if you have a hype point, put it on this video as well if you can. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Coffee Club podcast, and obviously we will catch you guys in another one.